Here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Wilson steps away to his left. He may try and look. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. The rushing numbers for Wilson may be down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. On first down, Wilson. And he hits on the slant route to Marshall. There he goes, Brandon Marshall. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Brandon Marshall, 60 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
This one fielded at the 5. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
And that was a good run. This is only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Rivers to throw it. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Throws left side, complete to Brandon Marshall. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Tempo. 95.
On second down, here's Penny. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. Here's Wilson. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Hayes Pollard in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. And Janikowski bangs it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be losing the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Rivers now on second down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Allen, the intended receiver. And now it's third down.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week one, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
A really nice gain of 25 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. In on the stop, it was the UCF product, Shaquem Griffin. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Hey, hurry up!
Now a second down throw for Rivers. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. The best name in the NFL, Barkevious Mingo. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. From the gun, Rivers. And that is incomplete. Right there in coverage, the veteran Cam Chancellor. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now. It's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth, because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him for a loss of 5. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They go play action with Wilson. Wide open. It's Marshall complete. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
Come on, in and out, come on, tempo.
They go lead option with Wilson. And he probably should have given that one off, as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd down. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down. On third down, Wilson. Looking for Marshall, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. Past the 20, 10, and he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. Now here's Johnson. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. In for the score. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Second down, Rivers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
And that's now the second time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively, and you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
Penny, a first down carry, and he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
One thing that really impressed me about Joey Bosa is that he doesn't sacrifice the run game trying to get sacks. This guy really knows how to hold the point of attack, great leverage, and then goes and sheds people and makes plays.
And at 6'5", 270, and this is taken in at the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Gotta go, in and out, let's go.
They'll try and run for it with Penny. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger offense making their way back out there. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Rivers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
He's got his man. It's Williams. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. A nice little completion there by Phillip Rivers. And you and I were reading the article yesterday, 5th grade. Rivers had to do a project where he had to make a poster about his dreams and aspirations, so he clipped out a football player from a magazine article and pasted his face on the helmet. That's what he wanted to be, and it turned out okay.
Not so bad. Not so bad at all. Remember, he's the son of a coach. And on that play, I think he made the old coach proud with that completion.
Looking to throw on second down. Rivers out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll lead here to a third down.
Hey, hurry up!
Rivers now. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to fourth down. Here's Drew Kaiser now. On for his second. And look at this. It's a fake. And he's going to let it go deep. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Let's go.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll go as a loss of 5. And it'll be a 2nd and long. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this.
Keep working, baby. Keep working, fellas. 380. 12.
On second down, here's Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Seahawks on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Wilson. He's got a man open. That's Marshall. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. Now a play fake here on first down. He hits Baldwin right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 46 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Out to kick is Janikowski. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So out come the Chargers. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. To throw on second down. Rivers looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Gordon. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. A first down throw here for Rivers. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Throwing Rivers. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Rivers on first down. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now Wilson on first down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. And it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Twisting away. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Gets past one man, and he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is. Right, I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this
you're
is
going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Looking to throw on second down. Rivers, rush coming, and he's taken down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Third and long for Rivers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. No gain on the play there, second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Magoo back to throw. That's complete to Darboh. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Set! Green, 39!
Here's Magoo looking to throw it. Buying time to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
Here we go now.
They run again with Carson, and he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk.
And here's hit. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Throw left side complete. That's Bowman. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
To throw on second down. Rivers. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. They're indeed going for it. It's Rivers. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position.
Leopard!
This is Carson shedding the tackle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Magoo being chased out left. He's got that one complete to Darbo. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big 1st down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. They'll run it. This is Procise. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And Janikowski bangs it through, and that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Room here to run. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Now Gordon on 1st down. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger 1st. You gave the stat early on that he's one of just 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards last year, and then you said they needed to bottle him up for under 100 yards. He's way under 100 yards.
Bottom line, he's had virtually no success whatsoever.
And because of that, among a couple other reasons, they're down on the scoreboard. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. 1st and 10 right at the 20.
Here we go.
They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rivers, open space inside the 10. And it is caught right at the 10-yard line. Rivers to Benjamin, good for the Charger 1st down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Rivers. Oh, it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Bobby Wagner in there to drop him the 7th time tonight. He's gone down. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That good for 19 and a 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now it's Carson. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Hey, boys, got 4.
Now Magoo. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A pickup of 11, and it moves the chains. This quarterback now 3 out of 5 since taking over as he's given his guys a first down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
To throw is Magoo. Going up top. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Darren Waller, 52 yards. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on. Janikowski now for the point after. Janikowski adds the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
Now a second down throw for Rivers. Finds a seam inside the 40. Got a man over the middle. It's Williams. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. Rivers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now Rivers. And that is incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Oh, partner. That play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a look. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Point after now from Sturgis. Sturgis for the extra point, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27. Sturgis out now to kick this one off. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They have the big cushion. Here in the final stages of this one, I don't know if there's any better feeling than being up big on the road.
There really can't be, because for a team to go on the road and win in the NFL, that's huge to begin with. But just think about all the preparation that went into it. When they first started talking about this game, leading up to it during the week, going on the road, unfamiliar city, obviously, unfamiliar hotel, No one's going to be with you once you get to the stadium. They're all going to be against you. You name it, all those things they had to deal with, they were able to conquer them and do it convincingly.
Yeah, they did it very convincingly, and now the final moments of this one. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses, catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. Throwing here, Magoo. He's going to let this one go deep. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I think you're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play. But when it doesn't work, oh, boy, you wish you hadn't.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe could expect more passes like that downfield. Gordon. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Maurice Alexander making the stop defensively.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
380.
One last shot now for Rivers. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football.